He got it for me for Christmas because he's a nice guy.
What
Pretty cool.
friends?
I know, and I haven't gotten him anything.
Because
I'm a
Joe's
dick.
I'm the same way.
See, both are the same way. Because Chris and I are both like,
I love giving
my
gifts.
my
and I'm
goal
like,
at
I'd
Christmas
suck at it.
is to give the best gift to everybody.
Where does that come from? Like, what is that?
My mom spoils people.
Oh,
So I think I was taught that
that
way.
makes sense. Then.
Yep. Versus Joe and you, just
Well,
terrible people.
It's not. I guess. Well, I do feel like a terrible person, but that's when I get the gift. But before that entire time, I just wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. Like,
I don't know if I think
we
about
got
it.
gifts.
Yeah,
And
we
like,
totally did.
I would say that,
And they were very
like,
good
our
gifts.
parents, like especially mom, like she's thoughtful to the point where you're like, where did you even come up with that? Like that was perfect, and I had no clue you were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the key is to hear something and be like, "That's a really good idea for a gift." So I'll write it on my phone and be like, "Oh, that'll
See,
be."
for me, I hear something, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool tidbit about you. Not like a gift,
Like I'm a fact.
oh,
But I would have
collector.
never known that until we started hanging out, the three of us.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No,
like, I would have
totally.
not been like, "Oh, hey, Joe's a guy. I want to buy a gift for it." No, now that we're
But once you
next level
learn
friends,
things.
Next
business
level
partners.
shit. Next level shit.
it's like
Yeah.
you're synthesizing that information.
Yeah, then I start processing it differently.
Weird. I mean, I appreciate it. It's a very nice gift.
And to be honest,
Eventually, I'm gonna get you a sex doll. 'Cause I know you really want one.
nice. That's what I want for Christmas. That's all I want for Christmas.
Have you guys
It's
seen
been
30
a
Rock?
conversation.
30 Rock?
Yeah.
I've seen
you?
various episodes, not this one apparently.
I'm not even gonna go into it because.
Have you seen the
worthless
Ryan Gosling movie where he gets one of those sex dolls and he
No,
thinks it's a
but
real person?
I've
What?
heard
it's,
about
it's
it.
a really weird
Lars
movie.
and
Lars and the Real Girl. Thank you.
No, the title, but never seen it.
I've watched it. It's funny. It's really uncomfortable and awkward.
My
as it
wife
should be.
really liked it. She
Oh,
always
okay.
has said like, either that or she really wants to see it. Either way, she's a fan.
Right? Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
This is what
that was
happens.
the intro
Yeah.
to Friday Nights with Jeff and Joe. I've been recording the whole time. Surprise,
No,
surprise.
you haven't.
Yes, I have.
I kind of was on
For the
them.
first time ever,
Yes.
you fucking record.
I'm getting better about
whoa.
this.
God.
Yeah, we do swear
Can we?
on this podcast.
We can do that.
We
Yes.
totally
This is on XFM.
Yeah. It's
There's-
everywhere.
yeah.
It's YouTube, XFM, XXX radio, the whole
all the
nine yards.
X's. We're all
Yeah.
part of.
We're all there.
So I am going to probably cut that somewhere in there, and we'll start with that. That's how we started today.
So we're not going to do like, hey, all the random useless information you want to know. It's Friday nights with
Jeff
and Joe.
and
Jake.
Jake
you go.
tonight. We've got
so
a
for those of you
guest.
just going through this whole thing, like who's this third person?
Wow, there's a voice. It
What's
sounds a
the-
little bit
Why
like
don't you
Joe.
introduce yourself, Jake?
Oh, which one?
gonna
Which
get
one?
weird
should?
now
Well,
for a
this
while,
is
'cause
my
it's
name
Jeff,
is Joe.
Joe.
My name is Joe, and I've been on the show every time now. But tonight we have
Jake,
Hi,
who is not one of the titular characters of said podcast.
Titular. This is gonna get real.
yeah, he's good.
Smarty pants.
He's good.
Um,
He's a good guy. He's a good talker.
So yeah, I'm Joe's brother, Jake. Younger by I think 4 years. I'd say.
Yeah.
I think it's like that.
Mhm. Same
Yeah, I don't
mom.
know. What do you want to know
Same
about
dad.
me?
Okay, favorite color,
Blue.
favorite food.
Noodles or cheese,
Okay, so like
but
macaroni and cheese.
not exclusively macaroni and cheese. It's
Okay.
like that's just the answer.
I like how
that
there was a
have to give.
noodles, comma space.
I
cheese.
have
That's what it is. It's not and. It's
Yeah.
not or.
That makes sense.
It's if I can have both. I'll
Okay,
have
so
both.
so on the noodles, then what kind of sauce? Anything?
Oh, it,
With sauceless noodles, with a little
it
Parmesan
could be
cheese and butter.
honestly anything you've
Okay.
just said.
So
works for
anything
me.
off the Olive Garden menu. That's
Checking
what we're
off
looking
all. Don't
All
go
of the
there
above.
enough. I don't go
Okay.
there enough. The 5 cheese ziti there.
Well, they're
That's
also not
something
really,
I really like.
centrally located all that well for us to
No.
go to.
Sure.
For our locale in the world. We need to get one in Chevegas.
Well, there's a really nice Italian restaurant
Shebagdad.
downtown. If you haven't been there, Jake.
And Antonio's.
That's
no.
Antoinette's.
No.
we're
In
talking,
this town?
Yes, it's
In-
it's down by
yes.
Blue Harbor. We just went there for an event for work.
Stefano's.
No.
yes.
Keep guessing.
yes.
It's like
That
it's
is
like
Sheboygan.
Leone's,
Mr.
Leone's?
Stefano.
My name is Stefano, and I don't like children. I never really was one. I'm not doing it good.
Name that movie.
I haven't seen that.
No idea.
Really?
No, I have no idea.
Series of unfortunate events. Jim Carrey.
Lemony
Snickets.
I did watch that in college. I believe I was drunk when we watched it.
As you should be.
I don't remember.
Right.
I saw it. It was. Remember how we used to go to movies sometimes, like after Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah.
Meal in Madison, and that was one of the years that we.
Really?
Yeah.
Oop.
And I've realized now that it was before I really knew who like Meryl Streep was. Like I enjoyed movies, and like we obviously always did growing up, but it wasn't until like college once like started to really pay attention
like
to
who's who.
Yeah. And realized
that's
like,
always an
it
interesting
wasn't just
time.
a great movie with Jim Carrey.
Like I'll never forget I didn't know like Johnny Depp. Who is Johnny Depp until Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
John Depp.
The John Depp.
We're best friends. We just say John.
Someone to the status of N. John Depp. But anyways, till Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. In which case, then I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then find out he's done billions of things.
He's done billions more since then.
Yeah.
Like
wait,
that,
he has?
Yeah, that wasn't his last one. It was. I think he also did Edward Scissorhands.
But that was before
one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Yeah, that was also.
Well,
before.
he was really little at that point, right?
Yeah,
I was actually joking about that. I didn't realize he was actually in that movie.
Dude, he totally was.
I think he was.
Isn't
Right?
that messed up that you can just like say?
Are we getting into some paranormal palaver stuff here?
John Depp is.
Did we do this already? Paranormal palaver.
What do you mean?
That was a little creepy.
Is it like the Mandela effect and paranormal
No, it was
palaver?
not anything because
My
the
guess
Mandela
is
effect.
that I subconsciously knew it because I've probably seen that in like a bit of trivia. So like,
It's a
in
rich,
my mind at this moment, I'm not seeing it as this like cosmic event. Although, because we are what we are, it was just in itself a cosmic event.
His first movie credit on IMDb is A Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984.
Whoa.
That was his first one.
His
ever,
title is Glenn Lantz.
Oh, good job, Jeff.
Lantz. So
the old TZ.
Glenn Lantz. That was his first
It's a
movie
very
credit.
80s name, wouldn't you say?
I bet you his look was quite 80s as well.
Yes.
When did he play that one guy with the motorcycle?
Crybaby in
Crybaby.
1990?
1990.
I was just looking at that.
Cry Baby.
That's the one with is it Rosie? Ricky Lake. Sorry,
Ricky Lake.
Yes.
Are you going to say Rosie O'Donnell?
I thought so too. And I'm like,
No.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah,
There's Scissorhands. Then he goes, what's eating Gilbert Grape? I mean, quite a few. I'm
Grape. Have you seen that movie?
What?
Yes, it's
Bro.
kind of depressing.
What movie?
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh. I heard
Jinx.
something else in all of that. But yeah,
just connect the
Gilbert
dots.
Grape. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's.
I thought Leonardo DiCaprio's role in that was brilliant.
I've not seen many rival that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like, was Mark Weicker was telling me this story. That,
oh boy.
That because I maybe like brought it up to him. I just feel like it was Mark Weicker, and maybe it wasn't actually him. But I picture him
Probably
saying
was.
this thing that somebody said to me.
Okay.
And he said, like, yeah, like everybody thinks like Leo did like such a cool thing, but like, I watched an interview with Johnny Depp, and he was just like, this little kid was like trying to get cigarettes from me all the time. And it was like, I have that memory.
Like offset, like
Yeah, like
Leonardo
that's
DiCaprio.
all. Like somebody asked John Depp about what his like experience was working with Leo in like such a groundbreaking, like this 18, 19-year-old kid, like brings about this amazing
And Mr.
transformation on
Depp
screen.
is like, I don't
and John Depp is
care.
just saying like, no, like he was a kid that was like trying to bum cigarettes off of me. Like
my
that was
God.
what my experience was.
The only thing you remember about this.
That's
No, I
hilarious.
love that movie. I do. But like, because we were talking about John Depp and Leo DiCaprio, I'm going to try to trim as many names as possible.
Oh, like
Try
is it
that in like your
is it like
everyday
Santa
life.
Claus then
Is
instead of
what?
Santa? Is it Santa Claus?
No, you got to do it like
Dang
with
it.
a realistic, like
Santa is real.
Dan Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yes. See,
Mike Fox.
Michael J?
yeah.
It's just like
This is gonna be
because
good.
like who would ever call them that? You know.
So I was listening to
Their
is
sister.
Chris's favorite podcast, My Favorite Murder, and they were talking about how
It's a good podcast.
they were talking about how they give serial killers middle names or spell out their whole name, like William H. Gacy, so that if your name is William Gacy or you go by Bill Gacy, people don't think, oh, you're the serial killer, because they don't associate the names together. So that's why, like, Johnny Depp, I mean, even if you were John Depp, people were like, they don't really put it together until you're like Johnny Depp or Michael J. Fox or whatever. So
Well, that's very nice of them.
your name is Mike Fox, and you're like, oh, I don't think anything of it, but all of a sudden it's like Michael J., and you're like, oh my God, you're the real guy. You know?
What?
Or like Michael Jordan, I think is really funny how
Mike Jordan.
there's really, you know, if you go by Mike Jordan, people don't think of anything.
No,
But
no.
have you ever seen that commercial where he's holding out Michael Jordan, the limo driver at the airport, and he's like waiting for Michael Jordan, and it's just old white guy, and he's like, everybody's always disappointed to meet Michael Jordan because
Yeah.
they all think it's this other guy.
Have you seen those? Like, they're posted usually on everywhere on the internet, whatever your preferred media outlet would be. The people who take pictures with who they think to be movie
Love
stars.
those. Like, and they're
They're
not even
so
close.
bad.
They're not even
They're
close.
so bad. Like people, you know, like, oh my God, you're the Hulk. Can I get a picture with you, Hulk Hogan, please? And it's some guy just with a Fu Manchu. Like some Mexican guy.
It's bad.
Fu
It's
Manchu.
really bad. I've seen quite a few of them, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're good.
I would
We'll
imagine
try
it
and find some and put them on our
couldn't be.
Facebook page.
I mean, some people make a lot of money being impersonators just for like lookalike
Yeah.
purposes.
And street performers.
But at the same time, like, I don't know. Are doppelgangers really that prevalent?
Allegedly on the internet, yes.
I guess, yeah, the internet is wide, far.
As long as you're famous on the internet, that's all that really matters.
Good to go.
It has changed fame, if you think about that.
Sure.
You know,
Well, look at
Our
what we're trying to
definition
do.
of fame.
that's what it is, though. Like, it
Yeah.
becomes more and more.
You know, in high school, I was voted to be myself and another girl by the name of Ashley Weeda. We were voted to be have our own talk show. Actually, I should really fact check that. I know I was. I think Ashley was also voted. But I will, and again, I will look that up. But as I'm doing these podcasts, I'm like, this may be the closest thing to what that is.
Peers were right
Yeah, I don't know.
at age 17,
I will find
18.
out. We'll find out.
Well, I mean, at the end of your nose, there's a thing. There's a black thing.
Yeah, it's a microphone.
Exactly.
Microphone. Two
Like, this is
turntables and
as
a microphone.
Close to talk
Yeah.
shows, I'd say.
Or I think it's a modern day talk show.
Yes, I
essentially.
think that's
Yeah.
what it,
It's kind of
it's
crazy.
a show.
Now,
And
if
what
we
do
could,
we
we
do?
should get this Ashley girl here and then really like fulfill destiny.
Ashley is a hoot.
We should get her
We
on.
got to
Where
get her
is
on.
she these days? Milwaukee?
I think she lives in Milwaukee. Yeah, either that or Chicago.
Okay, let's not let the listeners stalk her. Or anything.
Well, no.
I said the full name too. Damn.
Yeah, that's.
You want to cut that, Jeff?
Nope.
Okay.
Good luck.
just
Don't.
and that she,
As
you
my
know,
favorite murder would
beat
say,
it.
don't get murdered.
Oh, do they really say
Try
that?
not to get
Yeah.
murdered.
I've
or
actually
something.
never
something like
heard
that.
that. I've never heard my favorite.
It's actually a
murder.
very good.
It's good.
Yeah. It's creepy. Not. I listen to it at night, and then proceed to walk up from the basement to the first level to the second level, and just scared shitless the
Like,
whole
oh
time.
my god,
up.
I'm gonna die. Someone's
I'm
gonna
like,
kill
yep,
me.
somebody's here.
Something-
Somebody's
somebody-
waiting for me.
oh my
Don't
God.
worry about it.
I always listen to these stories on YouTube, like, you know, real scary stories and stuff. Those give me the creeps. Because then they're not even, like, nice. Yeah, I mean, not even like, oh, there was something in my closet. No, this is like
It's the worst of the worst put on there, and it. Yeah.
so bad.
Are they
It's
real
terrible.
things?
Well, they say they're real. I would hope not, but I would assume there's probably
Some
some
sick
some
stuff out there.
reality
Sick,
to it.
like define sick.
Jake, take your
Just
brain
wondering.
and put it to a dark corner.
So like disturbing in the sense of paranormal,
Some are paranormal. Some are
sort of
just
thing.
terrible.
Or is it like
ugly
Somebody goes
human
off the
beings.
disgusting
deep end and they
Yeah.
just do terrible things to people.
Yeah.
like cutting people up? Or
Yeah.
we didn't
You
need to
really
get
You're
explain
touching
that
on it.
stuff.
Sorry.
No,
you're
that's
you're
fine.
touching on it. Yeah. You're definitely.
Yeah.
Like Ed Gein.
Yes.
Sort
yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
The one I listened to on My Favorite Murder the other day who had a addiction to blood, and he literally drained the blood out of people and drank it out of a yogurt cup.
Wow.
We call them vampires.
Like a Dannon yogurt cup.
Yeah. Apparently. It's one of those things that
I'm
was
gonna
just
pick
really weird.
this utensil
But
to
he was
drink
like
my victim's blood
mentally,
with.
chemically not right.
Well, most vampires are not.
That is?
Well, I think it's
Like,
a
what
genetic.
would-
Your brain's just not right, and then
Would you call
medication.
that? Would we call that a vampire?
I would.
No. I would like schizophrenic kind of thing, like where your brain. So he was afraid that somebody was going to get into his brain and like somehow kill him, and the only way to survive would be to drink blood. That's what was keeping him alive.
Oh,
Okay, so it's
Does
not
that
like
make
he
sense?
thought that he had a.
Nope,
He
nope.
needed to survive.
Like he
off
was
of
an
blood.
immortal.
Okay, this is different.
Different.
It's a
yes.
different thing.
being.
You are not a vampire, whoever you are. You know, I just read the other day
What?
Yes.
that, and I don't know if this comes from a movie or a book or something, but there's a figure out there where, in order to make a sword from the blood of your victims, you need to kill 300 some odd people to have enough iron to do that.
Oh,
I was really happy I knew that.
Wait, you're talking about the iron from their blood?
from
Then.
Yes.
blood.
Yeah.
So that
Again, I don't know where
people
this
would really
came from.
do
Like,
that, or what?
I don't know.
Centrifuge it out.
Or like put it into a giant like vat, and then
I have not
Right.
thought
heat it
that
up
much
so
to it. I just read it,
The
and I
iron
was
goes
like,
down?
I read it, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting-ish. And now that's all I did. I
That's
didn't
so
think any more about
So
it.
you're telling me all I
didn't-
have to do is kill only 300
Jeff,
people, and I can make
It's.
a
I think it was
sweet
more
sword.
like 364. But that's
364.
who's really
Who's counting?
Yeah,
How
and I
many-
think they all have to be a certain weight, height.
Sure,
you know.
sure.
How many would you have to
God.
drain for like the throne in Game of Thrones? Like, do we have a figure on that?
I would
How many
say-
swords are there? Because we can figure this out.
There's
if we
a
don't have any
there's
swords.
there's a number, isn't it?
Is there a number? He
gonna-
probably does.
Google.
write
I think
one.
there's a number.
It's been a while since
Like it's the
I
throne
read
of,
him
My
describing.
my
it.
wife's a big fan.
Is it throne of X amount of swords? Is that what it's called?
Like Joseph's
No, I
coat
don't
of
think
many
so.
colors.
Yeah.
Slightly
Osmond.
different, but yeah, same concept.
Donny
I get
Osmond
that.
Basically-
sitting upon the throne.
Could you imagine that
How
mashup of
many swords?
a cross between like a musical version of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Well, essentially, they do sell their brother into
Wait,
slavery.
yeah?
So I mean, there's
That's true.
some real
What is the throne? Does the throne have a name?
The Iron Throne.
yes.
Oh, okay. Because it says
Of
how many
Westeros?
swords are in Destiny. Huh.
That
I
sounds
don't think
like a
that's
different
right.
thing
In-
entirely.
Well. So for those of you tuning in to listen to our Christmas podcast,
Yes.
you are sadly
Catch 'em up.
disappointed at this point.
We
Catch
never
'em
really
up.
said that it was going to be Christmas.
Well,
yet.
Well,
How can it not be?
Considering
if
we
it's
are
the
a-
22nd
of
of
December.
December.
Wait, it's the 23rd.
so for those of you listening, we are doing this on the Thursday before Christmas. No, it's
Jeez,
okay.
Jake,
It's okay.
you
It's
just
fine.
Shattered the
Oh.
fourth wall of
We-
the
for the
radio.
so we have lied to a few listeners. We
I'm
don't
so
always
sorry.
do them on Friday nights.
you didn't need to say that.
It's okay. Don't
you
worry
could have
about
just
it.
said
Jeff,
I'm
he
all
takes
about
it to the
honesty.
next level.
I'm all about honesty.
He's not about honesty. Just like right now,
I don't
he takes this moment and like relishes in it.
If you're out there and
God.
you're
We're
mad
really
that
sorry.
we've lied to you because it's not actually recorded on Friday night, you're
I'm
probably
actually-
not the right.
I'm actually surprised that Jeff has gotten these posted for Fridays. To tell you the truth,
That's because there's really no editing in this because we just
we
we
don't
don't
give a-
care.
we don't give a.
right.
We don't give a.
So yes, we are going to eventually talk about Christmas stuff.
the old
Yeah.
the old Christmas.
I'm very interested to hear Jake and Joe's family Christmas traditions,
Gosh,
appropriate ones or not.
I think.
I mean, they were all right.
Yeah.
I know
They did their job.
So we've talked about Christmas and traditions in other podcasts before, but
Paranormal Palaver,
kinda
ladies
wanna
and gentlemen,
get-
check it out.
yes,
It's our sister
Christmas
podcast.
episode just went up yesterday
That is
afternoon.
If by the time you're listening to this, it would have been 2 days ago. But anyways, it's on YouTube. Paranormal
I
Palaver.
might post it tonight.
Check
if
it
we can
out.
Get it going.
Oh,
Hey,
kudos to you,
whoa.
Joe.
Well, it's Christmas. It's one of those. I
Magical
want to get it
times
done
of
and
the
over
year.
with. No,
Yeah.
I don't want. I just want to have to do it tomorrow.
Calling upon
I'll be at a
the
party
Christmas
and I'm not
spirit.
gonna-
Oh,
the
where's
magic
the party?
of Christmas.
Let's
Green
talk
Bay. We have a
Christmas
party.
parties.
It's
Oh.
well. So as we talked about before, I'm of the age now where I have friends who have babies and kids and stuff.
Babies.
So we all get together and do
Procreation.
You should have seen this,
adult
ladies and gentlemen.
Christmas
He
party.
did
Sure.
like this rapper, like we all get together.
No.
thing. Yeah, he totally did. His arms were up, like kind of We all get to get like some fingers were like folded in like the pinky
like
and
Froggy
ring
Fresh style.
Yeah, like we all get together. All skeet.
Quiche, quiche.
Oh, sorry. All quiche. Yeah,
Quiche.
Sorry, carry
That's
on.
what my wife thinks the song was.
Oh,
It was quiche. Thinks it's hilarious.
Loves.
So anyway, we are now of the
Eggs
age
and
where we all
cheese.
get together and do friends' Christmas parties. So we've done one of them already. I've got another one tomorrow night.
How
And
many
so
total?
I know there's probably like 15. Maybe they got invited. So there's like 15 of us. We all
15
bring
people.
our kids. Yes.
So does that mean there are 15 parties throughout the entire season, or did
No,
not
I'm sorry.
everybody
Yeah, so-
volunteer to?
So one of our friends is having it this year because another one of our friends is flying in from New Jersey. So like, let's all get together, celebrate the holidays, and see each other. So it worked out.
So
We've already done another one. So the other group of friends, a different person hosted it this year, and then I already had one family Christmas. I got 2 more, and then we also do New Year's at our house. So full of parties, which I'm okay with.
Any particular like New Year's traditions? Like, what do you guys typically do for your New Year's?
So in the last episode, we talked about we all get together and do games. So we're a big games group of people. So that would be I believe we'll play. I just bought a new game called
so
Exploding Kittens.
Unprofessional.
I know. Joe does that. He just turns his phone on. So rude.
Sorry,
So,
Jeff. Your story was
Exploding
boring me.
Kittens, we're gonna do charades, probably different things like that. Just food, drinks.
So please
Good
explain
times.
this exploding kittens to me because you've
I have
said
not
it in a
played
different
it
one.
yet.
Exploding
But
kittens. I
what
feel
is
like
the
I've
point?
heard
The
about
idea,
Are
it.
we
believe, is
really
you get-
blowing up kittens here?
Yes, we have to bring them in from the shelter. They're really happy because they're like, oh, they're getting homes, and then they have no idea that I'm shoving M80s up their buttholes.
Whoa!
and just letting them go. Joe, what does it even do?
It's the volume for the radio.
Was it really?
Yeah. Do you hear it anymore? No, you do not. That is correct.
That is correct.
That is correct.
So
you're killing kittens.
So you get a hand or whatever, and you apparently go around laying cards, and then you have to pick new ones or something, and then whoever picks or plays the kitten, I'm not sure.
Wow.
It's one of those things where we played so many different games that we kind of wanted to add a new game to the shuffle. So I found it online for cheap, and so I bought it. Kind of like
The title really drew them in. Exploding Kittens. That's a game I'd like
Well,
to
it's
play.
one of the. Apparently, there's a Exploding Kittens regular version, and then there's the Exploding Kittens explicit version. So I bought the explicit version, of course.
Very good idea.
You know what game that
glad.
reminds me of? Falling Babies. Do you remember that one on the computer, like Mom's old computer? And it was just this game.
Oh
So it's
my
old, like
God.
90s,
DOS
like
style.
yeah, like
Totally.
blocks.
Yeah.
Like
Windows,
Pixels.
not even Apple.
not even Windows. We're talking about like
DOS.
word processor computer.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
Like
Yep.
one step up from Matthew Broderick in War Games. You know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Small.
So like, and
No,
the whole
one step
point of
down.
the game was like, this pixelated tower was burning, and there were just babies falling out of this
And you had to
high-rise
like,
apartment, and you
you-
needed to be the 2 firemen holding
Yes.
the trampoline that would bounce them into a basket. Number one, why?
How many
are,
babies are
Yes,
in
how
this?
many? Is this just a tower of babies?
Maybe it's a
Then
hospital.
also,
Maybe
are
it's a
they-
baby hospital.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I blew your mind there, didn't I?
Oh, I wonder if it said hospital.
So
I'll
what
have
was
to
your
ask
second
Miranda
thought? What was
about
your
the
second
labor and
question?
delivery area?
Well, then my other one is like, what? How? Who? They don't have the power to roll themselves
is
down the
throwing
hall. And
these
chuck-
babies
someone is
around?
chucking the babies out. Like,
Do they
and there's
know-
also loft. Like, there is a good amount of like, you know, the whole arc
Yeah.
to this. So it's as if someone is underhanding a softball.
Lobbing them.
Yes, very much so.
That's funny.
But depending on the level, they could
Sure.
be like sort of maniacally lobbing them down at
Yes.
the trampoline.
Hopefully.
But luckily, we are there underneath with a
But
quick
that
with a quick
exploding
twitch of the
kittens-
finger.
Exploding
Left or
Kittens
right.
is sort of, well, it's sort of the
Makes- yeah,
opposite,
makes kind
but
of- yeah.
the same sort of like
Yeah.
this cute thing in a dire circumstance. One year causing it.
Well,
the
when
other
we
year.
play it, I will come back on the podcast and we'll talk about Exploding Kittens.
Whether you want to or not, we're gonna ask you, or I'm. Gonna
I should
ask
bring
you
it and
about
then we could play. and then we could podcast while we play.
We gotta do some video casts.
Because it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, I think.
Oh,
so it's kind of like
epic,
meant for adults, maybe a couple adult beverages and such.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
I just had the thought that maybe that hospital that was burning, that the babies were falling out of, started on fire because of exploding kittens.
it's all looping back together.
Like, I mean, can we all agree that
So the story
that probably happened?
So there's a story where a guy takes a bunch of feral cats, shoves M80s up their butts, lights them, and then runs them up.
They run up.
They run
because they scatter.
He herds them into an hospital and just locks the doors. And then boom, 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 boom.
And just
And then
just
there's
the whole baby.
there's
labor
one
and
nurse.
delivery.
There's one nurse up there just
just-
throwing them out.
Oh my God! We have to save the babies.
Can you
Just
imagine?
start tossing them.
Oh, the humanity! Wow.
Just
That's terrible.
it is like I don't know who
Welcome to the 21st century.
That'd be funny.
Mixed with the
Probably-
20th
that was the
century.
20th.
Yep.
Yeah, that one happened.
So
but
falling babies. That's
falling babies,
terrible.
I bet you can find an app
I was
on your
just gonna-
phone.
falling babies.
Yeah, let's look it up. Gonna do that right now. So, Jeff, what is your favorite?
Looking at two guys
What is your favorite
with their
memory?
thumbs on their screens.
And no, I'm okay. What is your favorite obscure memory about Christmas?
Obscure memory.
Yeah, not
The
like
deep
ooh, we go
cuts.
downstairs and there's like a million presents because we've already heard that story a couple
times.
Yeah,
A million though?
It was a lot of them.
That sounds like a story.
No, it was just one of those things where I was
so
spoiled.
much so.
we
that
were
I'm
spoiled.
bored.
So it would be one of those things where there was so many presents there, and then it's
A bowling alley.
it was just trying to like then recreate that for my kids.
Sure.
So, obscure memory.
In asking this question, I don't know what on earth is going to come out of it. So just carry on.
No, that's fine. Random obscure. So I mean, obviously, most of my Christmases are defined by the presents I got with that year. So there was the year I got a Super Nintendo. Like I nerded out. Like you've seen those pictures on, and like the kids holding it up and just screaming.
Yes.
That was me.
Gotcha.
I had one of those moments.
Our brother had one of those moments.
Crisscross crash.
Crisscross cash.
Is that the one with the little things with the little metal beads?
No,
shoot
that
'em?
was Crossfire.
Crossfire.
That was also a good one.
That was a fun game.
Never did I. We didn't own it. Oh my gosh! It's falling babies.
Joe.
I was
It's
not
called-
lying.
It's
Yes.
called Bouncing Babies, by the way.
Bouncing babies.
Yep.
Joe now has
Darn
a video of
Video.
the DOS game, Bouncing Babies.
And it's not a hospital, by the way.
I will
That's
put. It's a
clearly
YouTube.
a purple
there's a-
high rise.
It is all on fire. I mean, that whole thing. And look at all the babies that you
ambulance
saved.
came to the high rise that
they
was
just pulled out of
burning.
the. They just pulled out of the parking lot.
Yeah,
We're already here.
I think it's in a lower level area of the city.
What city are we talking?
I don't know any
Any
developed
urban
city.
center?
And there's a
Lot of magenta.
fire.
It looks really easy. Like
wait,
This
don't worry.
is not.
There's like it gets to like different levels,
This is
and there's
wave
like
one. It
they
says.
throw out like like 15 babies
Just
at a
skip
time.
ahead.
You're
Also
like,
not- Is this actually like a full-on game?
oh, they just lost one there.
oh,
Wait, no,
Because
this is
also
this is
throwing
wave
two
2
of 'em at a
Also,
time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're a human. Like you can only handle so many falling
Babies.
bouncing
Oh no, they
babies.
just lost it.
yeah, they
Dave
lost.
Baskin.
I am going
We
to.
can
I'm going to post this onto
Yeah,
our Facebook page.
Do you want me to write these things down?
That
Yes,
computer
please.
had a lot of great games.
I mean, I could just post it right now.
You know, there is a website called PlayDOSGamesOnline.com that you can go on there and you can play that game now.
WS
Say it again.
DOS games.
DOS. DOS is the operating or the not it's kind of it's not an operating system. It's
It seems like an operating system to me.
yeah, it's just where you go into DOS. I don't know.
Let's go into DOS.
Just
I
do
don't
it.
know how to say it. It's like Linux.
Just
I think.
go into DOS.
Just go in there. You type in what you need to go, and it works.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm gonna
Anyways,
do that.
check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
Look for some games.
Play DOS
Rivet.
games on online.com because my mom was a big into computers for her work and such.
Yeah.
So I remember when I had pneumonia when I was
Ooh,
pneumonia.
Sounds
for a week. So I was a week in the hospital, a week at home.
This sounds like a.
So my mom went and bought a
terrible,
bunch of
like,
video games for me to
video
play
games.
on the computer. And so there was just a few of them that I remember playing.
I thought this was going to turn into like the Christmas story,
um,
like the Christmas Carol.
Those are two different things.
They are two different things, but I was saying the Christmas Carol, where he's like, "God bless us, everyone," because Jeff's like suffering out.
I don't know. Big deal.
Oh,
Big deal.
Big deal.
I
came out.
Pneumonia.
It was funny because my mom, years later, like maybe in the last year, we were talking about how I had pneumonia, and she was like, "Yeah, I felt really bad because she had waited so long to take me into the hospital," and they were like, "Lady, if you wouldn't have brought your kid in here, he'd be dead." Like, because I was always sick as a kid, and like I had allergies and everything else, so it was like,
funny.
He's
Chronic
fine.
pneumonia.
He's fine, and I'm like, I was probably like a little kid and be like, I'm fine, like
Just
no big
hacking
deal.
up, just hacking up
But like,
water.
I remember having trouble breathing and all that stuff. So, and my mom felt bad. Obviously, she didn't know any better. It's not like her fault or whatever. And I'm sure I wasn't helping it. Like, I'm always sick, Mom, so she just assumed I had a cold or whatever.
sure.
But I do remember laying in my mom and dad's bed and be like, I think something's wrong. Like, I do. remember.
I'm dying.
But yeah, I was in the hospital for a week and then at home for a week, all during school too. So then I'm like 2 weeks behind in school, which I was in like second grade.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like the worst or anything.
Right.
But I
Oh
remember playing
man, that
video
explains
games
a lot.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
grade. What's
Missed 2 weeks of second grade.
Damn.
Set me back for life. So, all right. So Christmas stories, right? Is that where we're going?
Right, we're talking about Christmas.
So I got the video game system. I remember that. That was a big Christmas.
Right, Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo changed my life.
Duck Hunter?
No, Super Nintendo. But
Oh, that was
Super Nintendo.
was
That was the
regular
one
Nintendo.
with the triple, right? No, that was 64. Sorry,
Yeah.
64.
64.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
this is Super Nintendo. So we had like the Mario series.
Sure.
I ended up having Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star Baseball or something like that.
Damn straight you did.
I know I had one basketball game. I know we had some football games. Yeah, but anyway, I do remember getting like a ping pong table one year. We talked about that.
Yep.
I think I remember being a little kid. I got like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all the time. That was my thing. That was my jam. Really
Action figures?
addicted.
Pillowcases?
Everything. They had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Window
cereal at
treatments?
one point.
Oh,
And I remember
my
eating
God.
like a bowl of it every day. Like not
Turn
because I
your
really
mouth
liked
green.
it, just probably because it was just like, oh my God, I'm eating the turtle cereal.
Turtles.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, I love
You
little
are
turtles.
what you eat.
Just pour them in a bowl of milk. I'll eat the shit out of those guys. No, I think I had turtles everything. I mean, it was pretty bad for a while. Like turtle, little, one of those little kits. They come in like a plastic bag and it has like a brush and a bar of soap holder and like a little cup, like a bathroom set.
Yeah.
I
So
still
you
have
had
it. I'm actually giving that to my son for Christmas this year.
Wow.
That's how old that damn thing is.
Passing the torch.
Yeah, and I hope he likes it.
Is he
but-
going to understand?
No, not at all. Not at all. But it is funny because
We
now
like
the
Luke
turtles have now
Skywalker with the lightsaber.
resurgence.
Yeah.
Kind of like same thing with the kids with like Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Because like how many years ago, like in this, Star Wars came out originally in like the 70s, right? Those kids had it, and then in the 90s, the other ones came out. Though their kids had it. Now 20 years later, we're doing more Star Wars. So it's kind of cool, like 3 generations of Star Wars kids.
Yeah, Star Wars is kind of a big deal.
See, we were just talking about this, weren't we?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I like Star Wars. I like the idea of it, but I'm not like a huge addict the way you or Chris might be.
See, I wouldn't even say. Well, I have not been able to like probe Chris to see.
I hope you don't probe
I have
Chris.
not been able to.
God,
I have not been able to really dig in to
Slow your roll,
what
man.
Chris,
Man.
what Chris really is.
So Chris McCooley,
he's our. We're just
We're gonna
throwing
leave
out
that out. We're
Outing
gonna bleep
everybody
that out.
tonight.
There's a gentleman here at work. His name is Chris. He's a huge fan. But
they're
he's got a
doing, like-
lightsaber in his office.
I was.
He's got a
I
mug
was talking to
functioning.
him, and like I knew more theories than
Laser
he
Not a
did.
shooting
real
lights.
lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
Like one of those toy ones.
Okay, I do have to
Found the
say that he has
crystals.
read the expanded universes, and I have not done
That's
that.
dedication. I
That
mean,
is
that's
dedication.
I mean,
That is
he
a big
was
deal.
geeking out that he was going to go see Rogue One.
I'm
like,
going
on Saturday.
I'm going on Friday night.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm
You're
going
recording this on
tomorrow
Friday night. What are you doing?
I
Oh,
know.
that's right. We've
Blah, blah, blah.
already
Yeah,
talked about it.
so
Already
I'm
told
going
the
to go see
truth.
that.
Yeah, damn it.
Last year we saw Force Awakens.
We did in New York
New
City.
York.
New York City.
Well, we were in Astoria, but
It's still
it's not
Correct
technically.
well. Isn't that a part? It's a burb.
but it's not New York City.
It's not?
No.
That's like saying Sheboygan Falls is Sheboygan.
Which I guess.
Right.
So wait, okay, so you've got New York, you got Manhattan. You've got Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Astoria is not a burb?
I mean, it's
not one of the
no, a
five
borough,
like
a borough, a
section
borough
of Queens, which is the borough.
Okay, so then it is still a part.
Well,
because,
it's a part of Queens.
Well, because they say that New York City is made up of Manhattan and the boroughs.
Technically, I was just getting,
Yeah,
very
right.
He was just trying to be more specific.
I just was trying to
I get
narrow
it.
your
I'm
focus
sorry.
for your memory, your mental image,
I was having a Mandela
to bring it
effect
away
about
from the Empire
Weren't we
State
doing
Building
it?
and more close to
I
Kaufman
knew right where we were
Studios.
because I remember going to that art museum there.
Wasn't that awesome?
That
We
was-
got to see.
that was awesome.
We went to see. It was the
Banksy?
what?
Is it Banksy? No.
No, but there is a Banksy. I actually did see a Banksy. He was there while I was living there.
So anyway, back to that.
But,
I hate to break away from you. Sorry.
Museum of the Moving Image. It's in Astoria, and
Okay.
it's located on the Kaufman Studios lot, which is number one. Did you know that Hollywood used to be in New Jersey?
I was on.
I
A
That
did
was
not
the
know that.
original Hollywood was in New Jersey, and then it was around World War II, 30s.
So what brought it over to LA then?
It was
the warmer weather.
Tax
It may
bracket?
have been. I watched an entire documentary about this, and I don't
And yet you
remember
came
it.
away with
Sigourney
nothing.
Weaver narrated it. No, it's really great.
Okay.
It's just
Was it on
I
Netflix?
should probably no.
Okay.
It was TCM.
Then I'm not watching it.
It was TCM
not
because my
Netflix?
parents
No.
have DirecTV.
Gotcha.
They
Gotcha.
recorded it. But yeah, it was awesome. It's just a museum about movies, and
okay.
It was very cool.
so they had the original Freddy Krueger's sweater or
Right.
the animatronic thing that
it was
in
the chest when
Exorcism.
they.
So it was a better version of Planet Hollywood, is what you're saying.
Maybe
Oh,
I've
God.
never been to Planet
No,
Hollywood.
this
never
Planet
been to Planet
Hollywood is a
Hollywood?
flipping hotel.
If you go to a Planet Hollywood, they have
It's like
or
Hard Rock
I
Cafe
know
where they got
of
but
artifacts.
they have
artifacts of
random
franchise.
artifacts
I
all
get
around
it.
the hood.
No,
it
this
was
was like the real McCoy.
legit, and they
Yeah.
had an entire Chuck Jones exhibit, which I had been seeing these
Chuck Jones.
Looney Tunes.
Okay.
Wait, no,
The
that's
guy-
Hanna-Barbera, I believe. But the Grinch, that's
Okay.
Chuck Jones. Or
Okay.
No,
he
he
is
did-
Looney
he did-
Tunes.
yeah, he did Looney
Yeah,
Tunes.
Bugs Bunny and
Yeah.
all that. So
They had actual hand
s-
the
the
his
pencil
shit,
drawings,
his stuff on the walls.
like the original.
You're not supposed to take
paper and
pictures. I
everything.
took pictures.
And then there was a matinee of
Oh,
sort of
okay.
a compilation
That's
of
kinda
some
cool.
of them, with
it was really neat.
The Martian.
So it's more of an
and-
interactive kind of rather than a
Yeah,
hoity-toity,
I mean-
snooty.
No, it's
Right.
it's a place that I really regret not having gone to earlier and then not going.
Leaving
to
that, normally you leave a museum and you're like, oh my god, I'm so tired. And it's that I left there. I was like, oh, that was really neat.
Real quick plug then to a local place then would be the Harley Davidson Museum. If you haven't been,
Ooh.
it is really good. My wife and I went for our I don't know when we went. We went for some weekend, and it was really good. I did not expect to be as impressed with it as I was. It's kind of the same thing where they had a lot of the history, and you're walking through wow, this is really neat and all that. And we were there for 4 or 5 hours, and we could have done another 4 or 5 hours.
Mhm.
At the end, we were just tired, and you can't walk around, and I was hungry.
Jeff, I just want to give you a disclaimer. We're not plugging anyone who's not a sponsor.
Oh, okay. No, Harley Davidson will be a
is
sponsor
nudge,
once they hear
nudge
this.
to Harley Davidson
Once they see
Museum.
all 90 subscribers
Yeah.
or views we have on the YouTube video,
Right,
they're
right.
Oh my God, we got to
Want
get
some of
these
that.
guys.
Oh
We
my
gotta-
God. Yeah.